So there I was, one fine moment, sitting on the toilet, and this tweet somehow appears. This self-righteous VTuber thinks if you're friends with internet historian, donut operator, shoe on head, Oompaville, Mudahar, this guy, Turkey Tom, Brandon Herrera, or myself, then you are a bad person. This shows up here, of course. I already knew about this. I was mentioned, I was tagged a whole lot because I am friends with literally most of these people. I literally am, which is awful. So all of a sudden it must be I am a terrible person. I was called out for being a Nazi as well. It's a rough day out here for us Jewish Nazis, literally trying to survive. And I have no idea who this person is. So I saw this tweet and I was just like, what is even happening here? What is going on? Everyone started memeing about it. I don't think a single person actually took this seriously. What did I do? Lol. Me being a bad person has nothing to do with us being friends. I forgot I did all that stuff. Thank you, Oompaville. Very cool. But point is, this shows up. And apparently, it was because this dude over here that looks like literally a copy-paste clone of like 5 other YouTubers in the same exact genre as him. He made an entire video, a 3-hour-long video titled Bad Conservative Horror Movies, where he just basically talked about a whole lot of creators and calling them alt-right. He got a ton of hate for it, and he ends up making this whole ass apology thread talking about it. And I say apology thread, but what's a breadtuber? Breadtuber is basically a far left commentator YouTuber. So anyway, he goes on this whole ride. He said, this is the thread the last few days. People had fair criticism of me, but then he goes on to basically defend himself all over the place. And he says, Mutu Mutahar, your thumbnail art was transphobic. I have nothing else to say to that. And therefore he basically, because of this, apparently in his video, he called Muta like this big Andrew Tate fan.
What a fucking piece of shit, dude. What a fucking Weasley little liar, dude.
Supporter of alt-right ideas and stuff like that. I don't know, it's crazy. I mean, again, he called Buddha Nazi and shit and all that, you know. Basically, complete loser, has no idea about what is going on in the world. And later, because his Wendigoon segment, you know, y'all probably know Wendigoon. He's a good friend of mine. He's actually our upcoming guest on the podcast. On the Some Ordinary Podcast. We recorded that before this happened, so it's gonna be a very funny timing. He especially went after Wendigoon. He went after Wendigoon so insanely hard, with no evidence of anything at all, just by association, basically painting this guy as this actual disgusting Nazi, alt-right monster. And because that was so insane and unhinged, he cut that entire segment out of his video. So his video used to be a 3-hour video. look at this. This used to be a 3-hour video, and now it is only a 2-hour and 45-minute long video. He cut 34 minutes, actually, out of the actual video, which is just insane. Just out of curiosity, we're just gonna be copying this link just so I can put it in my my fucking shit thing so that I can see how many dislikes it has, just out of curiosity. I feel like that's very funny. And ladies and gentlemen, 74% dislikes, ladies and gentlemen. The alt-right wins once again. Shout out to my alt-right homies like Oompaville and Wendigoon. Anyway, so he cut it out, but Bo Blacks, the king of just archiving every piece of shit on the internet, he drops the 34-minute clip that he cut out over here on his video. And today, we are going through the ultimate cancellation of Wendigoon, and we're defending my boy and also calling out potentially the worst commentary creator in the history of commentary on YouTube. So this is a crazy ride. We will not be covering the entire 34 minutes, don't worry. Just some of the relevant bits that I thought were important to mention, because some of his arguments may potentially be the worst arguments ever made by anyone. Like, this guy just sucks so badly. Oh god. All right, let's see what we got. Chapter 4, Wendigooner. I literally introduced him on our podcast, by the way, as Wendigooner, and I stand by it.
If you're not aware, Wendigoon is a horror conspiracy theorist YouTuber with several million subscribers that, as you will hopefully come to see, should not be seen as the wholesome, southern, friendly dad persona that he has publicly constructed around himself. And
I love how this guy, like, he really thinks, I am the one that is going to tear him down. Everyone thinks he's a nice guy because he is a nice guy, but I will change all of that. I will prove to you that he, in fact, is Hitler reincarnated.
Past several years. And
I will be Wendigoon's token Jewish friend whenever he needs, by the way.
That, like many people who talk about being Christians as much as he does, has a dark past with deep ties to far-right extremism.
Oh, did he talk about being a Christian? Well, that means he's a far-right extremist. Anyway, I am super wholesome leftist guy that, I'm accepting of everybody. Unless you say you're slightly Christian, in which case you're probably Hitler.
On a base level, his work has never been of
Also, dude, what is with this double screen?
personal interest to me. We share a similar focus on topics that we like to write about.
Okay.
But our similarities basically end there.
Oh, no.
I have no need or desire to hear 5 hours of opinions on Blood Meridian from a 21-year-old millionaire.
What? This is the worst take in the world. This is literally the worst take in the universe. I love how he starts off by saying, all right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to frame Wendigoon as awful, but first, I don't care about a 5-hour video from a 21-year-old millionaire, okay? Okay. Dude, look at Wendigoon's channel, just for a second. 3.65 million people do actually want to hear from this 21-year-old millionaire, okay? And if he actually put his time into making a 3-hour-long video or a 5-hour-long video, and he got 7 million people to actually watch that video, well then, who cares if you don't like it? And also, I love how he just needs to keep trying his absolute best to discredit him every step of the way because he's rich. He's a millionaire. He shouldn't be able to understand topics like this.
Who got famous around the age of 19. And I know that is probably the most boomer thing that I have ever said. Apologies for that.
Oh, apology accepted for being a boomer. Unfortunately, apology not accepted for being a dumbass. We're gonna tear you to shreds a little bit.
But I say that to argue that I
mean, no offense when I tear you to shreds. I'm just doing it because you're a dumbass.
really do think that there are some works that are really not intended to hit the right way until we are older.
Oh, thank you. He couldn't understand it in his 5-hour analysis of Blood Meridian. He just didn't understand Blood Meridian. You can't understand it until you're older. He's a fool. You know, honestly, we should limit people talking about things until they reach a specific age and poverty level. Unless you're fucking in debt and 45, you should not be able to talk about Blood Meridian. I'm accepting of everybody, by the way. What is this tangent? It's like, he's alt-right. Also, he shouldn't be talking about this book.
Some works that fundamentally will not be understood by you if you are wealthy and have always been upper class your entire life.
Oh, dude, what is that grin?
And this may all sound condescending.
My guy, to sound condescending, you need to sound somewhat intelligent. Unfortunately, you failed the Bell test.
But that doesn't stop it from being somewhat true. I don't mean that to think that you shouldn't be able to say or publish whatever you like at any point in your life.
Oh, okay, so you have no complaints about him.
You're obviously free to do so.
Oh, okay, so you have no complaints about him.
And I also don't want it to be seen as if I'm talking down to young people, because I'm not.
What does that even mean? Talking down to young people. No one cares about that.
Politically,
You're coming after Wendigoon. You're putting him on blast in front of hundreds of thousands of people. You're trying to cancel this man.
they are frequently the most with it, and their voices should be heard on issues that pertain to them.
I mean, sort of. I mean, okay.
They are looked down upon too often in our culture.
I love how he's like, he's a fucking idiot because he was talking about this book, even though he's 21. Anyway, 21 people are not listened to nearly enough.
What I'm talking about here pertains to the very act of writing itself.
Oh, the act of writing. That's what young people okay.
And with that, perspective. And I don't know if you can actually really truly be a good cultural critic with a voice that has a definitive perspective without
You have to have no ego. You must be lobotomized if you want to cover things with a proper perspective. Are you warped by your past and by your life? Well then, I don't want to hear from you. I only want to talk to ChatGPT. Bro sounds like the glasses emoji right now.
several years of genuine, independent, lived experience away from the home that you were raised in. And
are you talking about Naruto? Well, did you ever fight in a ninja war?
in his case, he became exceptionally wealthy by the time that he was 19 or 20.
Based. Guy sounds like an inspiration, honestly.
And so if you leave the home and immediately become famous and rich, without having to ever actually truly struggle.
Dude, he tried to get into med school first. I mean, he probably would have gotten in, but if YouTube wouldn't have taken off or whatever. But, like, he worked his ass off. Shut the fuck up, you don't know anything about his life.
Can you be considered to have ever actually had lived experience at all that
Why is this relevant? He made a 5-hour-long video reviewing a book. This is a whole segment talking about how he's a Nazi.
qualify you to give criticism on works of art about the experience of average and poor people?
It's not fair to see him succeed when I am a broke bitch.
Sorry, I have to translate it for him.
You're fucking poor!
I would argue not. And if that is the case, why would your perspective matter as a critic? Not
7 million people watched this fucking video. Your point is invalid.
to mention the fact that Wendigoon was raised in a very wealthy family, and with that comes from a wealthy perspective.
First of all, I don't think he came from a very wealthy family. I think he just came from like an upper middle class family. Just for the sake of accuracy, but also for the sake of accuracy, who fucking cares? 7 million people watched his video not because his daddy was rich. 7 million people watched his video because 7 million people wanted to watch his fucking video. You idiot. You have 74% dislikes on your video, even though you're based and poor. What the fuck is this argument? I'm gonna keep translating his arguments because you're probably not fluent in shitnese like this guy's putting out.
He himself has inadvertently admitted that his family at one point had millions of dollars. And he said once on the stream,
It's over! Don't listen to him!
would you believe
You know who else had millions of dollars? Professional socialist Hassan Piker. You know who else has millions of dollars? Professional socialist Bernie Sanders. I think we should stop listening to these guys. What do you think, homie?
me that when my dad was young, he used to be in an organized crime gang and is now a Sunday school teacher.
Literally trying to expose Wendigoon's dad right now.
Very wild life that guy's lived.
Yeah?
He was in an organized crime gang that my grandfather ran. A lot of bad things went down. They got investigated by the FBI. My grandpa went to jail. My dad had to testify and tried to take up the business. The business fell apart, and he ended up losing millions of dollars to the state. Lost everything, found God, became a Christian, and is now both the best man and the best Christian I've ever met.
You are literally criticizing him for the ultimate comeback story. What is wrong with you? Why on earth would you criticize him for this? You're criticizing him because his dad lost everything, made himself from nothing, believes in God? Like, that's why you're shitting on him?
But also, I'm not even here to criticize his body of work. I think his-
Oh, okay. Alright. The last 3 minutes that he spent criticizing his work, saying that no one should listen to him because he's rich, all that, ignore it, bro. Literally ignore it. That's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about why he probably gassed Jews.
videos are very uninteresting. But ultimately, that is secondary to what makes him worth talking about. The first of which are the very strong beliefs that he seems to hold as important, that are in my opinion the antithesis of what horror should be about.
He can't talk about horror because he has beliefs that are the antithesis of horror. Actual brain rot take.
There are many things that are red flags that we could talk about, from the bizarre gun ownership.
Why is that bizarre? Lots of people have guns, whether you're right-wing or left-wing. Yeah, definitely more right-wing, but you're allowed to be right-wing. Free country, free speech, baby, free speech, baby.
The flagrant use, from my perspective, of his religion as a shield from criticism.
Shield from criticism? What, is he not allowed to talk about his religion? Dude, him talking about his religion is exactly the same as you talking about leftism. It's the same thing. It's something that you subscribe to and you believe in. And he talks about that and you talk about this.
I believe anyone should be able to talk about whatever they want. Also, he fucking talks about religion?
To the belief that he at one point followed many far-right accounts on
Oh my god! He followed a far-right account on Twitter? Oh! The love account! Oh! You know, guys, who's a really controversial guy that I can follow on Twitter right now? Can someone just tell me a really controversial guy for me to follow on Twitter just so I can get canceled by following them? Who's fucking far-right that I could follow? Give me a far-right content creator. Andrew Tate? Oh no! I just committed an atrocity! Anyone else? Anyone else for me to follow on Twitter? Kyle Rittenhouse? Oh no! What have I done? Oh, it's over, guys! It's over! No! Alex Jones? Oh god! Oh, literally following these people! This is awful! Oh, what have I done?
Twitter, from Kyle Rittenhouse to Parler, the social media website where the January 6th insurrection was in part planned.
A terrorist organization was committed by Twitter, and he follows someone on Twitter. Literally just putting the dots together. It's over. It's literally over. Oh my god. Dead to rights, brother.
People said, oh, he only followed them. But that doesn't mean that he agrees with them. But there are screenshots of tweets that may have been deleted.
May have been deleted. Good evidence.
They clearly, in my mind, show a support to Rittenhouse. Although, since I did not take these screenshots, they do have to be taken with a grain of salt.
I don't have evidence for this thing that I'm saying in front of hundreds of thousands of people, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I want you to hate this person.
But in relation to everything else that we're going to talk about here, to me it seems to fall in line with his general beliefs.
Okay.
These have been widespread across the internet, and to my knowledge, I can find no examples of him directly saying that these are not real.
What are
they?
So
he may or may not have actually followed these accounts or supported them.
He may have supported them because he never said he didn't support them. Excuse me? What? Huh?
But I do
I mean, I don't remember you saying that you didn't support Chancellor Palpatine in his genocide against the Jedi. That's pretty fucked up of you, Mr. Nasal Man.
not believe that he has ever outright said that this did not happen, so take that as you will. We could talk about his past and supposedly being a founding member in an online conspiracy theory group that, according to him, snowballed out of control into being a white supremacist neo-Nazi organization
You have any proof of this? Like, literally any proof?
called the Boogaloo Boys.
Oh, you have proof he started the Boogaloo Boys?
His online username at the time was Boogaloo Boy, and he claims to be the first to have started using it, but that he left the group and became Wendigoon after things started to get out of hand.
So you're saying, wait, even in your accusation without evidence, even in your accusation without evidence, you're admitting that he left the group before the group actually became fucked up. It's like, this group became a Nazi group, and but he left the group. What, why is it, huh?
And this is not a conspiracy theory in itself. Shockingly, he literally has said so in writing. As you'll see, he was just like, oh geez, sorry guys, about starting a violent hate group, guys.
Really? He said that? Like, you want to show us, or do I have to believe you, man? Do I have to believe Mr. Nepo baby billionaire over here?
Sorry that people got killed. I totally didn't mean to do all that. My bad. I'll do better next time. Also,
I would love to see that in writing. Source, trust me, bro. Source, I made it the fuck up. What is going on?
so it should be noted that the Boogaloo Boys are known for wearing Hawaiian shirts. And guess who else always has on a Hawaiian shirt?
What the fuck is he doing? Bro, you are wearing a Hawaiian shirt! And so is everyone in Hawaii! And so do lots of people! What are you doing? They're terrorists that wear a Hawaiian shirt. And Wendigoon wears a Hawaiian shirt.
Despite the fact that he publicly totally does not share in their beliefs, guys. I'm just saying
What?
that if at the very least I in any way want
Alright, I'll go ahead and make my official Boogaloo statement, blah, blah, blah. Over 2 years ago, he was being accused of that. But he left it! He literally left it!
whatsoever
Dude, what is these 3 tweets? Why are you editing it like this? That it makes it look like he made like 40 statements when it's just 1 tweet.
somehow accidentally, inadvertently, started a hate group. I wouldn't continue to still dress like them if it were me.
Dude, are you gatekeeping how he's dressing? What is even going on? He's not wearing a KKK uniform. He's wearing literally a generic shirt. Sir, you are wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Yes, it looks like you're a thumb with a mustache wearing a Hawaiian shirt, but dude!
It would make me look like I still believed in their cause, and that I just couldn't talk about it because people would publicly get mad at me. If I accidentally started a hate terrorist organization, I wouldn't rebrand as a horror YouTuber the next year, and
What would you do?
instead would try and fight that ideology.
Oh, you fight the ideology. Oh yeah, that's probably what you would do. To be honest, to be fair, to be real. But Wendigoon, he has a rich father, so like, bro, he's not gonna fight against evil ideologies. Like, what are you talking about?
As much as I could.
Yeah,
and if I didn't
yeah.
do that, then it would probably be fair for people to assume that I still agreed with their actions. At one point, he posted on his subreddit and wrote, "Someone asked me about my
All right, let's see what this is. All right, so I'll get ahead and make my official statement here because better come straight for me. Okay, over 2 years, I was one of the first members using the term Boogaloo. Originally, it was a rendition of Che Guevara's "Not That a Good Person by Any Means," code word for evolution. I always been a proponent of freedom and liberty. I believe in the divine rights of every human, and therefore, aspects of self-independence are important to me. So, I began to use the word in small settings, and then decided to make a meme page, use the idea, as no one had done it yet. To give an idea, my name was Boogaloo Boy, and several have pointed to me as being the original in starting the Hawaiian shirt thing, as I've always worn those shirts. However, the term became mainstream. More ideas began to come into the group. Everything from Antifa members to fascists wanted in on it, and the original idea became muddled and broken. I always meant it to be for the people thing, and yet it quickly became something else. To give you all ideas, I watched the same news stations call it a far leftist movement and far right movement at the same day. It's become something I don't want to be a part in, so I left. I dropped the name, took a break, decided to talk about new things. I enjoy conspiracies and movies under a new title, Wendigoon. It was something I acknowledge I am not part of. Sorry of my current followers. Dude, what a stupid argument you're making against this guy! Bro, why are you going against him for this? He made a meme page called Boogaloo because he believed in freedom, alright? And then other people called themselves Boogaloos and committed crimes. This is like saying PewDiePie is related to the guy in Christchurch that killed people because he subscribed to PewDiePie. This is the dumbest argument in the universe. What are you doing?
my
Oh my
old
god.
Boogaloo Boy persona. So I made my
Every anti-government group ends up becoming this. if it gets popular. How are you gonna cancel him for leaving that group? You wanted him to dedicate his life to anyone that used the name Boogaloo to go on his bingo card where he becomes a bounty hunter?
My response and thought I'd share it to set the record straight.
Alright.
Again, I hate being political, but I wanted to clear this up. Love y'all, thanks. The statement that he included with this read. Alright, so I'll go ahead and make my
Alright, I just read this. I'm not listening to this dipshit read it with the most nasally recording on the universe.
was the Boogaloos. Do you remember when white people showed up at the George Floyd protests and caused property damage and violence in the hopes that black people would be blamed for that?
Dude, how on earth is this Wendigoon's fault? He made a meme, and people took it seriously, and made a fucking, just borrowed the term and their own little bullshit. How on earth are you gonna blame Wendigoon for this?
That was the Boogaloos.
Alright, I'm not sitting through this.
A seemingly radicalized teenager. According to his actual intentions and sympathies that he held as a seemingly radicalized teenager. According to the Center for Strategic and
You're blaming him because as a teenager, he was allegedly radicalized with no proof? Cool.
International Studies, the word Boogaloo began to appear in online forums related to hate content on 4chan somewhere between 2010 and 2012.
Oh god, it showed up on 4chan, that's crazy.
When, Wendigoon would have been about 10 to 12 years old.
Oh, so you're crucifying him now in the public, because when he was 10 to 12 years old, the term Boogaloo, which is a term that he used once, somewhere else, was used it for bad things on 4chan, when he was 12. Alright.
Specifically, I have seen multiple times that it is believed to have been born on gun-related forums.
Gun-related? Wendigoon loves guns? It's over, Cook that 10-year-old.
I can find no evidence that within their organizational structure, that they have any allusion to their values starting or being connected to Che Guevara in any capacity.
Did he just wait 10 minutes to tell us that they didn't actually have any evidence that Wendigoon was involved?
So claiming he was the first to start dresses like them on a daily basis, and fully takes
He
responsibility
dresses like... Guys, he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt. It's over.
in claiming that he started their movement, that was already in motion at least 7 or so years before his involvement, which to me just kinda seems like he enjoys taking the credit for that.
He made a meme! He made a meme! Oh, this is the worst argument I've ever heard. He made a meme one time, and it was edgy. And it became edgy because of other people. Dude, you obviously know more about this radical group than he ever did. And he even wore Hawaiian shirts, which means basically he believes in fucking Russia invading Ukraine.
As historically, he already had an out that he was in middle school when it truly actually began.
Dude, this guy needs to become the lead writer of Velma Season 3, honestly.
And if he's lying about these things, it just makes me wonder...
If he's lied about wearing Hawaiian shirts and being connected to terrorists, which I have no proof that he is, he's probably lying about other things as well.
What else is he lying about?
Yeah, I got you, bro. I'll translate the shit in these for you. No problem, bro.
And the difficulty in seeing the lies in between the things that are true is always the point with these kinds of people.
That's why we need him. That's why we need this guy over here.
Who say, for instance, that they do not believe in far-right hate, while doing something else at the same time.
He said he doesn't believe in far-right hate, guys. That means he does believe it! Dude, thank God we have Detective Pedo Stash on the fucking case. Let's go, dude.
Such as wearing a distinctly coded Hawaiian shirt.
It's distinctly coded. Can't you tell by its Hawaiian-ness?
That would be understood by the initiated. As Jared Thompson puts it, who works with the Transnational Threats Project that focuses on the evolution of digital terrorist networks. Boogaloo memes and slang are often deployed in similar formats, and
he's still going on this Boogaloo thing!
Using similar language to more mainstream internet discourse.
A bad guy wore a Hawaiian shirt. Burn your wardrobe.
Creating a challenge and parsing the difference between complex inside jokes and memes that are used as a tool of Boogaloo extremism.
Let me just remind you, these are heavy allegations, okay? I'm just saying, you're tying a man to a terrorist group is a fucking crazy allegation. Let me just make it very, 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 very clear, okay? He cut this part out of his video. This is a re-uploaded archive of his video, okay? It's not, he cut it out, which means he agrees. This was wrong. Let me just remind you. He agrees this is wrong. Now, 3 days later. But this is insane allegations.
Wendigoon would go on to say that the organization was corrupted by the left and the right equally, but I can find no evidence that the left ever tried to co-opt an organization.
The way he says obvious bullshit with a smirk like that. Dude, you don't think there are extremists on the left just like there are extremists on the right? I mean, I get your whole gimmick is that you're a leftist channel, but like, are you really gonna be that brain dead to fucking think that the left has never... What is going on? What are we going on?
There is no such thing as a left-wing terrorist
that actively desires a race war within America. Just on the surface, that makes no sense. And on top of this, people who...
On the surface, that makes no sense. A leftist? A leftist being extreme? It's never happened before.
Or centrist, or on the left, do not use the phrasing Antifa members. The only people who say that are the ones that see Antifa as some sort of homogenous radical left-wing activist group, as opposed to a general term for anti-fascist movements. He is...
Clearly. Well, you don't think there are any Antifa protests that went way too far? You crazy? Like, what is going on? What is even going on?
He's kind of telling on himself by saying Antifa members.
Oh, he told on himself, it's over. That time that he said Antifa members, smirks. He's calling himself a Nazi here. You just can't see it because your Hawaiian shirt coded.
As if they are a part of an organized political militia.
Ah, yes, of course.
Like,
by the fact that he said members, it means that he thinks that they're evil, and the only people that think they're evil are far-right people, which means he must be tied to neo-Nazis. Bro literally just connected the dots. I'm freaking seeing everything right now.
Many alt-right groups are, such as the Boogaloos.
Oh, got him destroyed, annihilated.
And saying that there was harm and violence
I'm putting Trump in my background, which means I know what I'm talking about.
Perpetrated on both sides is the kind of language that other fascists, like Trump, say to disorient people and to not...
Saying that both sides have extremes is something that only fascists say? What are you even doing? Who are you? Oh my god. Did he just say that both sides have cringe people? Sounds like Trump to me.
Not seeing far
It's all connected, bro. I'm literally gaining IQ watching this.
right extremism for
Like, I'm being enlightened right now.
what it is.
Oh.
He makes the bizarre false claim that he invented the use of the word boogaloo as a for the people kind of thing, and he doesn't believe in what that group did with his idealization of anti-government ideals, and also wants it to be very clear that he is not a political person. But to my ears, this is all...
To my ears, the enlightened leftist that I am. Dude, what is he even doing? You are literally making leftists look so bad right now. Bro, if someone with no political leaning thought that this guy was just your average leftist guy, they would hear this video and be like, holy shit, you guys are crazy.
conservative doublespeak.
Oh,
and
it's classic conservative doublespeak. When he says that I don't want to be political, it just means that he's doing conservative doublespeak. Only conservative people don't want to be political.
I hope that this is becoming obvious to you as well. In my opinion, there is a regular pattern of behavior there, from supporting Rittenhouse to having multiple ties to other far-right extremist figures.
Oh, he had multiple ties to far-right extremist figures like Brandon Buckingham and Turkey Tom. We all know far-right extremists like Turkey Tom that you know he has guns, so he obviously hates people.
That I think a clear picture is painted that he does not mean this as a communist kind of thing.
As a what? He doesn't mean it as a communist kind of thing?
And seemingly more so means people as a very select group.
Oh yeah. When he says that he wants people to be free, he's specifically talking only about white people. That's probably what he means. He didn't say it, but I have a feeling that's what he means.
Wendigoon is very publicly friends with Turkey Tom.
Oh! Not Turkey Tom! Thomas the Turkey? Oh my god. Why is he called Turkey Tom if he's not even a turkey?
They have been seen together on multiple
I love how he... What is he going on?
occasions.
Oh, it's over. Literally over. Did he hang out with Turkey Tom? Literally over. Literally over. I hung out with both Turkey Tom and Wendigoon. So I'm like a double Nazi.
And I've seen online mentions.
He's seen online mentions, guys.
That Tom was either at his wedding or at the very least was invited.
Oh my god, he was invited to his wedding, guys. It's literally over. It's literally over. Oh god, I was also invited to his wedding. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm also a Nazi now.
Tom has been accused of using the N-word.
Oh my god! Are you telling me that Wendigoon is friends with someone who was accused of using the N-word?
Multiple times in private conversations, including these screenshots of texts that are alleged to be real.
Oh god. In 2018, when he was 16 years old. Tom is 21 right now? So yeah, when he was 15 years old, he used the N-word in private DMs. Oh, it's literally over. It's literally over.
And he's also been accused of saying that the upper tiers of his Patreon were intended for Jews with deep pockets.
He's an edgy guy. He makes edgy jokes. He wants people to pay him in his Patreon. What are you doing?
Wendigoon is publicly connected to the Internet Historian, and has even appeared in his videos. The Internet Historian publicly said that his birthday was April 20th.
No, I thought this was a meme. I thought this was a meme!
It is not. It has only said that as a joke because that is Hitler's birthday.
Oh my god. Oh my god. When he said that his birthday was 420, he was obviously referencing, you know, Hitler instead of National Weed Day. Oh my god. He's so right. He's friends with someone who made a joke that he was born on 420, which is also Hitler's birthday. Bro, Snoop Dogg gonna get real canceled for this one. Snoop Dogg don't want this homie to come after him.
Wendigoon is publicly friends with Donut Operator, and even retweeted a photograph of the two of them hugging. Donut Operator is a gun-crazed, very far-right YouTuber with 4 million subscribers.
Oh god! He's friends with someone that has slightly different ideologies than I do? Oh god, someone end this man.
Whose career consists of him reviewing footage of police officers shooting.
Donut Operator was a police officer. That's his channel. He was a police officer, and his expertise is reviewing police footage.
And killing people.
And he's gun crazed too, apparently.
Once a cop himself
Because he has a gun.
before he
He was a cop! Oh, end it. It's over. He was friends with someone that was a cop. Don't we all know that cops are all evil? That was sarcasm, by the way. God, what is this guy?
made more money making YouTube videos and retired. His content is very pro-state, pro-cop, pro-gun, and pro-death to people who don't share his beliefs propaganda.
His content is very pro-death to people that don't share his beliefs? What? Pro-death to people that don't share his beliefs? Dude, what do you think that means? What do you think that sounds like? Pro-death to people that don't share his beliefs. It means he's a Christian, so he's pro-death to all Jews and Muslims. That's what it sounds like, which is obviously fucked up. But what are you doing? First of all, Donut criticizes a lot of cops on his channel. He criticizes a lot of cops. That's one. And two, this might be the most projection I've ever heard in my entire life. Pro-death to people that don't share his beliefs? Why are you coming after this guy? Because you don't share his beliefs!
For example, one of his videos is titled, Predator Takes Shotgun to the Face.
This is your example of pro people that don't share his beliefs? That someone shot a pedophile? Dude, what is up with leftist commentary channels recently defending pedophiles? This guy, Ethan, is online, just made a whole video making fun of the predator poachers for going after pedophiles. What the fuck is going on? What is wrong with this entire community? I don't understand. There are some really good breadtubers out there. and you guys, these are your spokespeople. Dude, what is even he's a pedophile. What was he a friend of yours? I don't know.
And features a picture of him smiling in the corner of the thumbnail next to an image of a terrified man about to be executed by—
He's a pedophile. Why are you describing a terrified man about to be executed by— He's a pedophile. What the fuck?
cops, with the text that reads, head removal.
I am so confused. I am literally so confused. You're canceling Wendigoon because he's friends with a guy who smiled in a thumbnail where a pedophile got killed. Dude, I thought hating pedophiles would always bring us together. I thought that was like a united front here. What is going on? I'm floored. I don't believe it.
Hi everyone, Donut here. We got a couple of shootings for you today. The main shooting just warms my heart.
Yeah, because he killed a pedophile. I'm just confused. I don't even know. I don't even know. This is the guy that's fucking canceling Wendigoon. Wendigoon's such a nice guy. I've collabed with him a bunch of times on my channel, on other channels. We've been on the podcast together a bunch of times. He has been nothing but nice to me. He's a super nice dude. I don't even know what's going on here.
And you know, for someone who supposedly is so very anti-government, Wendigoon seems very comfortable with a man who makes his living worshipping violence committed by the state.
Worshipping violence. Dude, do you know what? Some state violence is justified. If the guy's a pedophile and you have to pull him off some kid and you use force and violence, that's based as shit violence, okay? What, are you insane? Are you actually just insane? That's one. And two, I have so much more respect for people that are friends with people that don't completely mimic and share their ideological beliefs than someone that will only be willing to sit in a little echo chamber where you can only be friends with people that are lobotomized jackasses just like you are. I don't even know, man. This is the worst exposed video I've ever seen in my life.
He's a man of no conviction, claiming to be
No conviction. He cares about people's lives, then he hugs someone who thinks that it's awesome that a pedophile was killed. Damn. No conviction.
very against the government and for the rights of the people, while at the same time giving a warm embrace to one of the biggest fascist bootlickers on the internet.
Fascist. Oh, good. We're gonna call him a fascist now, too. That's pretty awesome.
And the only
What is even going on? I am so confused. This entire argument is based on stacks and stacks of bullshit. No wonder he cut this all out of his video. This guy also went after Mudahar and Oompaville and everyone else too. Literally the whole squad. You know, being anti-government does not mean that you don't want a government to exist. Being anti-government means that you don't want the government to have full control over everyone's daily lives. I think that you missed the entire point. Also, why are you wearing a Hawaiian shirt? You're probably, you know, supporting some terrorist group or something.
only thing that one could reasonably gather from this picture of them hugging is that he too is a fascist bootlicker himself. He has collaborated with Nick Crowley,
Nick Crowley! He's been on our podcast too. Goddamn, I'm literally in bed with all these guys, aren't I? Oh no.
who constantly makes money through the most morbid and shameful true crime content of
What?
showcasing the last minutes of people before they are suddenly and unexpectedly killed. Crowley is similar to Wendigoon, in that on the surface they seem fairly edgy, but clean enough.
Alright, I'm done. I'm literally done. What, he's just gonna go through all of the people that have ever had ties with Wendigoon and been like, they seem nice, they've never done anything wrong, but I can tell by the fact that they said both sides have shit faces. That sounds like he's a psycho to me. Plagued Moth. Is he just literally gonna go through every single person that has ever...
From the grave, finding out his movement has been taken over by fat, ugly, mentally ill losers. He is friends with Brandon Buckingham,
Yeah.
a gun YouTuber who has been accused of threatening rape. He is
What? He's just going through every person that he's ever followed. He's followed Shoe on Head. Well, Shoe on Head has posted a edgy thing in the past. Oh, he follows Brandon Buckingham. Well, you see this picture of him with his grandpa that just got out of the hospital? Well, he's been accused of threatening rape. What the fuck?
He is friends with Brandon Buckingham, a content creator
Oh, Oompaville! It's over! No, not Oompaville!
who
No!
has been accused of threatening rape. He is friends with Oompaville, a gun-obsessed content creator that has taken advantage of Nakado Avocado.
Oh, he's taking advantage of a complete and utter adult that he literally paid to be there. Oh, man. Can you believe how he took advantage of Nikocado Avocado by paying him thousands of dollars to be in his videos that he consented to be in? Wow. What advantage he's taken. He's obviously evil, damn.
With Oompaville, a gun-obsessed content creator that has taken advantage of Nakado Avocado's decline for fame and for money.
Oh, for fame and for money.
And on top of that,
Our boy Oompa.
has made content with the human trafficker Andrew Tate.
Alleged human trafficker, first of all, and he's probably guilty, but still, let's be honest, you don't want to get sued. But also, bro, he made a video making fun of Andrew Tate with Andrew Tate. What are you doing? Joe Biden, known for associating with Donald Trump. In fact, they once debated against each other. Joe Biden is a fascist now as well. What the fuck are you doing?
He is friends with Mudahar,
Oh, not Mudahar!
who argued against
It's literally the whole squad. Literally the whole fucking squad.
Andrew Tate being deplatformed from social media websites.
He shouldn't have been deplatformed from social media websites. You shouldn't get deplatformed for free speech. That doesn't mean you support Andrew Tate. I think Andrew Tate's an asshole, but I still don't think he should have been deplatformed for what he was.
And has recently showcased a great deal of transphobia.
Oh, he showcased transphobia when a trans person was a massive scammer. Yeah. He showcased transphobia by exposing a trans person for scamming their audience. Yeah.
In his most recent video.
Yeah.
He has publicly interacted in a friendly way with the account Rock Solid
Not with Rock Solid, who posted a clip of him.
on multiple occasions. And with just a quick look at their profile, I saw them liking anti-trans posts and neo-Nazi content.
Someone made a meme of him. He replied to the meme that they made of him. And the guy that made the meme liked content. That was edgy. It's over. So Wendigoon, literally over. Wendigoon, more like Wendigon!
He interacts positively with Disclose.tv,
Oh, wow.
a far-right propaganda website that uses hate speech, engages in Holocaust denialism, and platforms neo-Nazis. He has appeared in content with Mr. Gunzengear, whose Twitter bio reads, dedicated...
Dude, I'm so confused. How the hell is this like an exposed video? I love how he's literally dancing around the fact that he has made he makes content with Charlie, Moist Critical, every week. They have a podcast together, but he's not gonna mention it because he doesn't want that Charlie smoke. Charlie has a gun, huh? He has many guns. Charlie has a AR-15. Hey, why don't you go after him? He's a gun-loving YouTuber, isn't he? Oh, you don't want that smoke, do you? Oh, you don't want to call Charlie an alt-right guy because he has a gun when he'll literally squash you under his finger. What are you? Who are you?
I'm what is known as a YouTube hobo. I provide no measurable value to society.
Trans people many times. He has interacted positively with Garant Thumb, who has said, the traditional family should be encouraged and strengthened. I see little to no support from the government or big media. He has said anti-trans statements. He has called people degenerates. And has said
he's called people degenerates? That's crazy.
That non-traditional sexual interactions are a disgusting, hedonistic lifestyle. That is the breakdown of the family unit. Wendigoon is publicly friends with Brandon Herrera.
Dude, can we stop with this publicly friends thing? He follows him on Twitter. He must be evil. Has he followed him on Twitter?
Some promotional material for his videos.
Did he steal art? Oh my, oh no.
An Empire. Or we could talk about the time that he stole art to use in promotional material for his videos, and then blamed it on his editorial team instead of just taking the responsibility.
You're literally going for everything here. You're trying your best to make this a content cop. This is such a joke. This is such a joke.
So I know there's a bit of a hypocrisy there on my part, but we kind of do have to say it for academic purposes, so apologies for that.
Alright.
Starting with Algernon Blackwood's horror short story called The Wendigo.
And he's just gonna start talking about why he shouldn't talk about horror. Did he need a 20-minute diatribe on why this person is evil before he just talks about random horror?
Over the use of the name by saying that his grandfather was Native American.
He culturally appropriated Native Americans by using Wendigoon? Oh my god, you know a Wendigo is a cryptid, right? Wendigo's a cryptid in, Wendigo's a mythological cannibalistic monster in spiritual tradition North American Algonquin-speaking tribes. So he culturally appropriated Wendigos, the fucking cryptid? This guy's actually just crazy. I don't know, man. Actual psychopath. This is the worst exposed video I've ever seen in my life. Calling everyone out. Everyone and their mother out.
And that he learned these things culturally through him. But I personally have to look at it from the hypothetical perspective.
He says that he learned about Wendigos, you know, the cryptid, from a Native American. When in actuality, I have to look at it from the hypothetical perspective that he's lying. For no reason other than... fuck him.
Where, say I had a black or mixed grandfather in this situation, and black people were telling me that I was doing something that was racist or offensive to them. I would then listen to what they were saying instead of claiming that I had the right.
Dude, no one's offended by him using Wendigo. Shut the fuck up. What are you doing? You're literally shadowboxing here. What is even going on?
Cherokee Reservation. Wendigoon lives somewhere just on the other side of the reservation.
Now let's dox him too. Let's go. Dox that fucker. You got him. Wendigoon, more like Wendidoxed.
Idea of the noble, good kind of Native American. And then you'll drive onto the reservation, and it's just run down.
Oh, because he's rich. He's rich, white, and Christian. He must be evil. I accept everyone, except for rich, white Christians like Wendigoon. Dude, what is this entire video? The whole thing. You just skip through it. You just play any segment of this video, and it's a nightmare.
To insinuate that he can use the Wendigo name by citing local cultural...
Oh, he's literally still going on that he used the Wendigoon name. What is even going on? This is the stupidest argument ever.
His grandfather is Algonquin and just moved to Tennessee. But if that were the case, I don't know
why are you doubting him on his genealogy? Who cares?
Why he wouldn't just come out and say that by now.
Because he literally has nothing to prove to anybody. He does not need to prove himself to you. What?
Likes spooky stories, which is fine.
Okay, so, it's fine that he likes spooky stories. That's good.
So do I, obviously.
Obviously, he does too. Great. They're literally the same person.
But to come up with some weird, folksy reason as to why he became a folklore YouTuber that somehow culminated with the destiny of local oral tradition is the kind of language that is used by members of a cult of personality.
I have bad news, guys. I've been trying my best to translate shit-nese this entire time, but I can't translate that one. You see, the way he started covering, horror stories sounds pretty racist to me. He likes Lovecraft? Well, do you know what Lovecraft's cat was named?
It's not your fault you're a dude.
They might as well claim that he was born on a fucking mountaintop. Nobody talks about it. But don't you think it is
because it literally doesn't matter.
Extremely weird and off-putting that all of his fans call him Dad?
What? Yo! Where are you going with this? Dude, your fans call you crazy shit. Oh my god, this is insane! There's not one good point in this whole video!
Isn't that really strange? What follows is an exchange between two anonymous indigenous people about how they feel about him and his behaviors. I've been watching a
You're gonna expose him from the conversation of two anonymous indigenous people? This statement means nothing. It means nothing. You could have made it up for all I know. I can't believe this. I literally can't believe this. Wait until he finds out what we call Nux. Oh, fuck.
a YouTuber named Wendigoon for a long time, and I noticed that his username always made me feel weird. He often uses Wendigo imagery in his merch, and made it a part of
That's the brand he's using, because it's encrypted.
his brand. He says that his grandfather is Cherokee, and taught him the legend, and I'm not going to make assumptions on if he is lying or not.
I'm not gonna make any assumptions.
But I feel really weird still. It feels really disrespectful to me to use that name. I'm not sure if I'm being a baby about it, or if there's something wrong here. He has also said some shit about cultural appropriation that put up some serious red flags for me.
Just the fact that this is a worry to you is putting up serious red flags to me. I can't sit through a discussion of two anonymous people that he probably made up about why they don't like Wendigoon. Dude, if you're gonna always take anonymous people's word for it, then I'm fucking crucified on the stake. You look at these Twitter people that take my quotes out of context.
Where a native person called out Wendigoon for his use of their spiritual symbol, to which he said to them, I'm actually going to make a video on this in order to make a direct response, but for now, cultural appropriation is a good way to alienate one group of people from the other.
Sheesh, man, spitting.
Whenever a society makes advancements in art and literature, and then another society gatekeeps others from interacting with it, it makes the creators seem inhuman and odd.
Honestly, since cultural appropriation is being brought up, I'm gonna say something that's a very hot button topic. I don't even understand why cultural appropriation is a thing. Why is that even a thing? If I appreciate another culture and I'm gonna, wear another culture's dress or clothes, why is that a bad thing? I'm asking this isn't out of spite, sarcastic Nuxanor here. I'm just literally asking because I do not understand. Because I don't get it. I don't get why cultural appropriation is a bad thing.
The easiest way to create prejudice is
Counting money is culturally appropriating Nux's culture. Wow, you fucking guy. Dude, Kick Chat goes crazy! What?
to convince others that a group of people should not be interacted with. I have spoken to several natives who love the concept, yet only those who have no value in its existence say I shouldn't talk about it, inciting an indoctrinated superiority. Furthermore, when we stop talking about cultures, they die. This is especially applicable to Native
I'm very excited to see him debunk this, because Wendigoon just spitting.
Americans, who use spoken word to pass down their stories. And if we do not continue to speak their stories, their culture dies before we do. Lastly, I was raised in Appalachia, and my entire life has been filled with stories of the mountains and creatures that lurk in the dark.
Why is he laughing? This is a perfectly acceptable response. What the fuck?
My culture is as American as any, and I recognize the importance in keeping the fire alive. I in no way mean this to attack, or to be direct, just a simple reply. If we develop the idea that we can't speak of certain people, then we're no better than those who silence them. He's basically using the I have a few black friends excuse.
What? That's your summary? Oh my god, dude, this man is... What is going on? I love how this guy prefaced this entire part of the video with saying that some people are too young to talk about horror, and then this man literally comes out here and looking like a lobotomized zombie. What is even happening? He made a really good ass point, and bro just sits here and saying, it's like saying I have a black friend.
To tell indigenous people to fuck off. And
Dude, what are you talking about? What are you saying? Am I not allowed to tell people to fuck off even if they are of a different culture than me? Are you insane? Some psycho guy from another culture is gonna say something and I have to listen to him? I have to get on my knees and suck his dick because he's from another culture?
and to not bother him, so that he can continue without criticism to make a lot of money.
He got criticism, and he addressed it. What are you talking about? Do you think every criticism is valid and every criticism needs to be listened to and obeyed? What are you, a public cum rag?
By selling plushies of a monster that was invented by a white British man that is ultimately making fun of their culture, as well as plastic figurines, posters, shirts, and other merchandise.
Why is this a bad thing?
That depicts Wendigos. I don't know if he fully realizes the irony of being a rich and famous person taking a symbolic figure from a smaller native group of people.
Oh, call him a colonizer too. Yeah. Call him a colonizer. Yeah, you know Wendigoon, the guy that makes videos about horror movies? Yeah, well, he and Christopher Columbus have a lot in common.
That he is not connected to in any way. that is at least in part to them
You're literally lying. His grandfather was... What? He just said...
originally used as a metaphor for colonialism. The reason that this
Hilarious. I'm gonna call him a colonizer, but I'm gonna say it in 7 sentences.
comment is publicly still available is because Wendigoon archived it by posting a screenshot of it early in his channel's life to his Reddit page.
Because he actually believes in the things he says. Don't look so smug about it, dude.
As a clarification of his official position on why he should be able to use the name, saying, "Hey everyone, so I hate getting political, but this keeps coming up. I'm showing this comment reply now, so my opinions can be made known going forward. I've also blocked out the original commenter, and please do not show hate if you see it on the video.
It's pretty based.
Also, I'm at 50k. I love you all so much. Also, I have received comments from natives who advise me not to use the term Wendigo, as it is a bad omen and is dangerous. That is entirely different from not talking about a group of people altogether.
100%.
They genuinely believe the legend and want me to be safe. They're cool. Thumbs up emoji.
Based. Incredibly based. What?
It has become a more common thing for people to call him out on his beliefs, his behaviors, and
It's a more common thing because he's more popular. Fucking dingus. I get called out, okay? Everyone gets called out. Maybe you don't get called out because you don't have 3.65 million subscribers like Wendigoon does. But everyone gets called out. It's literally just part and parcel of what we do.
that the continued use of the Wendigo in his name and the merchandise that he makes a lot of money off of. It became so much of a conversation that he even put out a statement, trying to shut this down, saying, "Some rude and slanderous things have been said about my character, and I just want
dude,
to..."
this was not about the Wendigoon thing. This was about something else. This was about something else entirely. People were calling him alt-right. Hello?
Clarify that I am not right-wing or bigoted or anything besides thankful for my opportunity to make goofy YouTube. The only thing I believe in is loving God and my wife.
Incredibly based. What the fuck is wrong with this statement? This statement is awesome. Huh?
Donut operator. You know, the ex-cop who makes death content.
What are you?
You know, this guy over here, the pedo stash white guy that makes false allegations content.
Is that how you want to be called? Is that how you want to be known as?
The Wendigoon shared a picture of the two of them hugging not long after this.
Oh, that
Can
guy.
be found in the comments of this post asking if Wendigoon wants him to start killing people
Oh, he showed a GIF! Guys, he showed a GIF! It's over!
who said that he was right-wing. I think that this is an all-time bad public statement that says absolutely nothing substantial.
What?
And that's the point. I quote tweeted this and said, "Not that I have a stake in this whatsoever.
Liar, you do? You're here you are talking about, you're yapping about this guy for 30 minutes. You're trying to ruin his entire career.
Weasley little liar, dude.
But this is such a non-statement that doesn't even address any of the issues that folks are criticizing him for.
He addressed some of it, and he doesn't need to address any other of it. What?
Someone using their religion as a shield in the same breath.
He's not using his religion as a shield. He's talking about his beliefs. People are coming after him for his beliefs, and his response was, "My beliefs are I love God." The end.
As claiming that they believe in nothing politically is a red flag.
Oh yeah, all right, red flag. He believes in nothing politically, red flag. Saying you believe in nothing politically is basically the equivalent of saying, I was about to say some fucked up shit. I'm not gonna lie.
"Oh, I'm just a goofy, wholesome boy. Please don't ask me why I follow less than 500 people and one of them was Kyle Rittenhouse. Don't ask me about all the guns that I post pictures of. I
This
promise
is so stupid.
I have no strong beliefs. Apolitical, really. Why are you slandering me?
He likes guns. Why is that a belief?
I really only care about this because if you have that large of a platform and make your money from being a public persona, then you are no longer fully a private person, and your political beliefs do in fact matter and are a fair topic of debate."
I mean, but he hasn't. What? What? Dude, he doesn't need to do anything. He literally doesn't need to do anything. What, because you're a public person, you need your politics to be on your sleeve? Are you you're telling me you want to hear Markiplier's opinion on fucking Ukraine versus Russia?
You can't get mad if people call you on
I mean, to be fair, that's a pretty one-sided discussion, but not the point.
questionable things that are said or done if you are making money off of them. And what resulted from some good faith criticism of his use of language was days upon days of people calling me a faggot.
What is,
Criticism of his use of language was days upon
I am so confused. I am so confused. You called someone out in a really stupid way, and you got criticism by general bullshit people. You want to know something even better? This guy over here Lol, I would have never heard of this guy if it wasn't for your whining. Followed him, get a life. This is not even his fan base! They're hating on you because you're a goofball!
Days of people calling me a faggot, amongst other things, but that was their go-to word. And
Dude, I get death threats on Twitter every single day. Get a life. Grow some balls. All that criticism that you got in one day, that is not even a fraction of the criticism that Wendigoon gets every day because of how big he is. But you're a myopic piece of shit.
be honest, if you're a public figure who is being criticized publicly, and the only people who come to your defense are Nazis, then that can only be...
Why are they Nazis? They're Nazis because they use the R word? That means that they're a Nazi? Huh?
be read as two ways. Either
You're a piece of shit, and people that are using strongly worded statements don't like you, or...
that you're sympathetic to their views.
Dude, I get called all those things. They call me a Nazi, and then they'll usually use these same slurs.
Or that you're perfectly fine making money from them, and are comfortable with that ideology being the backbone of your base. And this did go on for like at least a week, where every single time I said anything, my mentions were just filled with the most vile far-right rhetoric from Wendigoon fans.
They were not even Wendigoon fans! They were because you're insane!
And if anyone ever criticized me, and people's reaction to it was to immediately start using hate speech.
Don't worry, bro. The people criticizing you right now are not getting hate speech sent that way. Now, you can either interpret that as you have no Nazis in your audience, or you're a dumbass.
I would shut that shit down so fast.
Oh, yeah.
I think that most decent people who work
He'd
online
shut that shit down immediately. Oh, yeah.
would do the exact same. And if they don't want to be seen as a big group of Nazis, then let's see how they react to this video's existence.
If they don't want to be looking like Nazis, then let's see how they react when I slander this random guy.
Because I am certain they will be very level-headed about all of this. Right in the
I would argue I was level-headed about all of this.
midst of this going on, a very funny thing happened, and that Wendigoon followed me on Twitter. I was not following him at the time. He never published.
I thought everyone he follows, he completely agrees with all of their ideologies. Wait a second, if he follows you, doesn't that make him a far-left guy now? Oh my god!
Publicly told people to stop calling me a faggot. He never once reached out to me privately.
You publicly slandered and criticized him, and you wanted him to reach out to you privately to apologize and make sure you're okay. Are you insane?
But he did follow me, which means in my eyes,
In his eyes. I love this interpretation. You see, the only reason why he's able to interpret media this well is because he's an adult and also poor.
that he 100% knew what was happening because I did tweet about it several times.
I'll be honest, some people come after me, and I know they get hate for it, and I don't say anything either, because they brought it on themselves. Oops, oopsies. I guess that makes me a Nazi or something.
And then followed me to let me know that he knew, and that he was watching, and that he intended to do nothing to stop it. Why
Not
else
gonna lie, by the fact that Wendigoon followed you, it means that you're a Nazi now too. I don't make the rules, that's just what happens.
would he follow me in that exact moment? He has never interacted with a single one of my posts. Not one like, not one comment. We are not friends. But he does
We know. Thanks for telling us.
follow me. He follows next to nobody.
Wait, so you're saying that even though he follows you, you're not friends? So you're saying you could follow someone even though you're not actually friends? Kinda sounds like you just invalidated half your video.
On Twitter. What other motivation could he have had there to follow me in that specific moment, other than to be a method of quiet and deniable intimidation? What other way could that
Intimidation! He followed him on Twitter and he's gonna put out a fucking warrant that he was stalking him. What is even going on?
have been read from my perspective? If you think it was entirely coincidental, which he may argue it was, then I've got a sack of magic beans I'd like to sell to you. That was the moment that pushed me over the edge to make this video.
Oh, it's over.
There are other very public instances
If you think it was a coincidence, well, that made me decide to slander him. So, checkmate, liberal.
from him of transphobia and homophobia. Like when he allegedly said, calling Christian, a man
What do you mean allegedly said?
who mutilated his body with a box cutter because 4chan said he was a girl, holds a deep hatred for men and most women, decided to be a girl so that he could hook up with lesbians, and now abused his mom. She is disrespectful to and delegitimizes trans people.
You're gonna call him homophobic or transphobic because he thinks Chris Chan is crazy? Dude, Wendigoon misclicked and accidentally followed you on Twitter and it ruined your life.
Like he a very publicly straight married Christian cis man,
What? Okay.
somehow is the authority on what legitimizes a trans person's identity.
Oh, true. We shouldn't validate him. Remember when we said that anyone's allowed to have any opinion and they should definitely say their opinions publicly? We don't want to hear any of their opinions publicly if they're straight, white, trans, rich people.
He has tried to cover this up and has denied that it happened, but
It probably didn't happen.
I think there's enough evidence to say that it most likely did.
Is the only evidence a screenshot? Is that the only evidence? Because that's crazy. Anyway, let me introduce you to Tweet Hunter. It generates fake screenshots of tweets. It's pretty cool. You simply just go here and you can put any handle. What's this guy's name? Whatever his name is. All right. So we don't want this guy over here. All right. We don't want him here to be like. All right. And then we'll make this an accurate ratio. So we'll give him a solid 12 likes. And I was thinking we'll give him 144 quote retweets and 8 retweets. Crazy. And then you could just simply upload any image you want, and then you just take a screenshot of it, bro, and it's over. I know. It's crazy. The evidence is insurmountable.
One user said at one point, he's been constantly misgendering her on Twitter despite being corrected numerous times.
He misgendered Chris Chan? Okay.
To which Wendigoon said, show me one time I misgendered her on Twitter. Actually, please
You absolute loser.
don't watch my content if you're going through my replies and monitoring followers who may just be unaware of Chris Chan's entire lore. Perhaps people just not knowing something doesn't mean that they're a transphobe. But if we go back and look at old screenshots from this time, you can see that this account is quote tweeting Wendigoon's transphobic tweet, but if you go to that account today, that post is now quote tweeting a deleted tweet.
What are you doing for your living? What are you doing with your life? All right, I'm done.
Which to me shows that
Which to you shows something arbitrary. Cool.
moderator, and I really hope that she's not mad at me for mentioning her here,
I would be if I was her.
because I think she's very cool and you should definitely go read her books. But Wendigoon famously did a very popular video on that particular iceberg challenge as well, and in the comments of her video, he said, "We will be watching your career with great interest." Which is just kinda gross.
It's a quote! Are you an idiot? Are you a moron? Kinda gross? Yeah, kinda gross. It's a literal quote from the prequel memes of Star Wars. This person is actually insane. Like, this is like levels of unhinged that's irrational.
Because in a way it is similar to him following me. It is him
Oh yeah, it's this exactly the same.
telling her that he sees that she's doing similar content to him, and his presence in the comments is undercutting her video.
Her presence in the You know the biggest compliment? When you make a video in the same niche as someone else, and comment on your video, that is a huge kindness on their part. Literally so nice of them. What are you even talking about? The original creator responds positively. This is not a threat. This is a prequel meme. This is ridiculous. What, he's undercutting? Okay.
Responses to his comment. People are saying things like, Wendigoon says trans rights, while meanwhile he's simultaneously tweeting about Chris Chan.
You're actually an idiot.
Guys, when they make jokes related to queerness, almost exclusively direct the punchline at femme gays and bottoms.
Did he just say that with a straight face? That was awesome. Can we hear that again?
Which, clearly is a joke, but also the worst kinds of straight guys when they make jokes related to queerness, almost exclusively direct the punchline at femme gays and bottoms.
I love how he says that with a straight face. Yeah.
Supports queer people, but I think his actions in private clearly paint a different picture.
What are his actions in private? Has he killed any queer people that you know of? Did he ever see a gay guy and break his kneecaps? Is that the actions in private you're talking about? Or is it the fact that he's friends with a guy that likes guns?
He once tweeted, saying, "I do not care if someone is gay or straight. Sexuality is no one's business but the individual. Don't make assumptions. I make an effort to stay away from politics and social issues." Which, first off, equating sexuality with politics kind of already shows what you kind of think of the issue.
Oh my fucking god, you idiot! You don't know what he was replying to! What is even going on, man? He's literally replying to someone. I'm sorry to all idiots watching this. When I call this guy an idiot, I don't mean to offend you by putting him on your level. Honestly.
I make an effort to stay away from politics and social issues. Which, first off, equating sexuality with politics kind of already shows what you kind of think of the issue. And second off, clearly, as we have seen, everything that he does has deep political motivations.
Yes. making a 30-minute long video about cheese conspiracies. Classic politics, am I right, guys? Dude, remember the time that he made a video about Junji Ito? Man, that was very politically motivated. In fact, when I look at these videos, all I see is politics. Literally everywhere. Terrorist? Politics. Mandela catalog? Politics. Is that a cross? Oh shit. What if he's a Christian?
And to argue that he's just a horror YouTuber is comical. Far-right figures are often the only ones who hide their harm under a false shield of one.
The guy's actually like schizophrenic. This man, he looks behind corners expecting far-right shields to start slapping him across the face. What is going on?
To seem like they have no strong beliefs at all, because their real views are so socially abhorrent. And the thing that people can.
You're so stupid. If right-wing people's views were so socially abhorrent, why the fuck would it literally be making up half the country? You know, half of America is right-wing. You know, half of America is left-wing. If being right-wing is so socially abhorrent, why are right-wing commentators on YouTube getting millions of views on every video? Because it's obviously an ideology that a lot of people believe in. You fucking moron.
Kept saying to me in all of this was, why do you even care? Which, if you watch the comments under the video, I guarantee you will happen again, with takes like, oh, he's just a YouTuber.
You think that he's gonna get takes like, oh, he's just a YouTuber?
Why does it matter? Or, so what if he's a conservative? Is that a problem?
No, it's not a problem! Huh? You were, like, exposing yourself. Is he not allowed to be a conservative? Well, or what? You want him to die? Want him to get excised from the internet because he personally holds values that are not relevant to his content?
Which, the answer to that is yes.
Oh, he just answers it. I thought he wasn't gonna answer. I thought it was a hypothetical question.
But the reason that I care is because this does not belong in horror. Or
oh, it's horror. That's the problem. I don't care that he's talking about his beliefs or whatever. I just care that he's making completely innocuous videos about horror video games.
Or anywhere. I care deeply about horror, and everything that he does has demonstrated so far in his career that he should not be welcomed in our spaces.
The fuck are you? Who are you?
Or even, you know, just in public in general.
Oh, he shouldn't be allowed in public. I don't care. I just don't want him in horror. You know, or in public. Shouldn't be welcome in our spaces.
I think that these things clearly showcase a repeated pattern, in my opinion, of racism and homophobia. While on top of
a pattern, which we've seen no proof of, but it's a pattern.
That, being very irresponsible and dangerous.
I mean, honestly, this dude's made the best horror video on YouTube. The horror of thinking that this is rational thought. And there are people that actually believe in this shit.
With his large platform. Like, I think that anyone who...
The horror of someone walking around whilst being a mutated demi-human by the Q is actually making a video like this. The horror of listening to an actual parasitic worm talking through a flesh puppet.
Who supposedly accidentally starts a neo-Nazi hate group. And fully
All right. Now he's just repeating his fantastic points. I have to see the comments on this guy's video. Holy shit. All right, so bad conservative horror, the 3-hour long edition, making fun of, you know, Mutahar and other people like that. Bro genuinely believed he cooked with this video. Oh my god, dude. Hey, Wendigoon replied. Let's go, dude. Please no one harass or comment rude things on my behalf. No, I'm just saying rude things on my behalf. It has nothing to do with you. I do not agree with or condone meanness in any way. If you're here to leave a spiteful remark on my behalf, don't. Nothing good comes from anger. I want to apologize for people saying awful things to you on Twitter. Dude, he is literally cooking you so hard. He's literally destroying you. I did not know this was happening, and I don't stand by that behavior. I follow you because I saw your Slender Man video and enjoyed it. Then saw you in my recommended follows. It sounded like you strongly dislike me, and that's okay. But if I had done anything to cause that, I apologize. If I've ever spoken against you without cause or made jokes at your expense, I'm sorry. I did not follow you to harass you, but if that contributed in any way, I wish I could take it back. You don't have to like me, but I hope you do not feel like I have ill will against you. There is a lot you assumed incorrectly about me, but that's to be expected. I keep my life private, in what ways I can, and my friends you mentioned in the video can take up for themselves. I will point out, your assertion about Brandon Buckingham is particularly egregious, because the lie regarding a threat, right, because he claimed that he made a threat of rape, was made up by Sneeko when Brandon called him out on his behavior. I know you wouldn't support an internet figure like Sneeko, but you inadvertently did not check your source! I've made similar mistakes. Most YouTubers have one point or another, but harmful allegations spread against people that parrot and decipher data. I have said things in the past that I do not agree with now, and I am learning to better myself every day. Dude, he's actually just cooking him, bro. Dude, this is Dark Souls fucking parry. Okay, I'm sorry for saying the things I've heard. bring strife onto other people. May God forgive me. I hope you're successful. The Slenderman video was great, and I hope I don't find myself or my audience impending your career. And again, if you're here to leave a mean comment for me, don't be. Wendigoon is far right because I'm broke AF and my channel fell off. It's what years of Reddit does to motherfucker. Oh my god, bro thinks he's H-Bomber guy who gave Twitter a human body. Oh no. I promise this won't turn into a list of people who annoyed me on Twitter, so that was a lie. Dude, saying that Wendigoon following you on Twitter was the thing that pushed you over the edge says a lot. Dude, what is even going on? Bro called Brandon Buckingham a gun tuber and expects us to believe he did his research. Oh my lord, bro got eviscerated down here. He really thought that his comment section would just be Nazis. And it's just people being like, holy shit, this guy's pathetic. Dude thought a Star Wars reference was a threat. Oh my god. I can't believe he cut out 35 minutes of the most unhinged takes in this video, and it's still 2 hours and 45 minutes long and still unhinged. He's defending Sneeko against Brandon Buckingham. Oh my god, dude. Don't let him in the kitchen ever again. Ever again. Holy crap. This is insane. What a wild video. Well, I know exactly what I'm fucking commenting on this video, that's for sure. We'll be watching your career with great interest. It's as easy as that. And for the record, this has 78% dislikes on it. That's crazy. Or 72%? Whatever. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Anyway, thank you for being here. This was a fun ride. I enjoyed it immensely. This was the worst fucking takedown video I've ever seen in my life. Is that your real laugh? No. That was my petty little devilish pathetic laughter. I had to do something unhinged to make you guys forget how nasal this guy's voice was when he was narrating that video. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. This was the worst takedown of all time. Wendigoon rocks. Love that guy. Bye. If you made it to the end, click one of these two videos, which also will definitely get me canceled. See you live on King. Stay weird, fam.